A new set of federal cuts at the hands of the Trump administration will impact the number of grants the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development can offer to organizations.
Along with these latest reductions, the department has lost hundreds of employees as DOGE aims to reduce federal spending. WGN's Jewel Hillary reports.
This past Valentine's Day, just days away from completing her probationary period, Jana Lennon received a termination letter.
It was really surreal. So yeah, it was a crazy day.
Often called the front door to HUD, Jana worked in the department's Office of Field Policy and Management. In part, that team answers thousands of calls guiding residents to HUD resources.
A lot of times the questions they had were about fair housing complaints. Without us, those calls will go unanswered.
In 2023, HUD's Office of Fair Housing and Equal Opportunity awarded about $30 million in grants to nonprofits nationwide. The money helped investigate and litigate housing discrimination and educate communities of their rights. On Saturday, the AP reported that the Trump administration plans to cut nearly half of the 162 HUD grants to organizations for fair housing.
Without federal funding, those agencies will not be able to do the same work. And then if HUD internally has less capacity, it just really dismantles a system that was meant to protect people against housing discrimination.
In a statement, a spokesperson for HUD said the department is responsible for ensuring our grantees and contractors are in compliance with the president's executive orders. If we determine they are not in compliance, then we are required to take action. The department will continue to serve the American people, including those who are facing housing discrimination or eviction.
I left a separate job, took a pay cut to be able to serve my community.
After just 6 weeks serving as a financial analyst under HUD's Office of Public and Indian Housing, Frank Zhu was terminated too. Frank's work ensured public housing authorities across the state, including the Chicago Housing Authority, covered housing costs for low-income residents.
The Chicago Housing Authority covers about 80,000 families worth of housing. This includes housing choice vouchers. This includes public housing. These are the families where HUD subsidizes a portion of their income to make sure that they can cover rent. And if these funds are cut, we're talking about tens of thousands, maybe millions of families that could lose access to safe and secure housing.
Frank says one of the things HUD is most known for is issuing community development block grants. Shelter and youth services, safety, mental health, and supporting people with disabilities are just some of the areas those resources go towards. Now, many of the people who issue those community grants have been let go.
That office within HUD that issues it is about currently 900 plus employees. And as far as we've seen, there are plans to cut it down to 150 employees, which is almost an 84% cut.
In spite of this challenging and uncertain time, Frank says he's most concerned about the residents he looked forward to serving.
Honestly, I'm much more bummed about the fact that about the state of our country and also my being removed before I could even have a chance to really do my part for my compatriots, my fellow Chicagoans.
And naturally, Jana feels overwhelmed, but says she's grateful for her support system.
I've learned more than ever that it's like the people around us who can lift us up, and I want to be mindful about what I can be doing.
Reporting for WGN News, I'm Jewel Hillary.